Wolves 2, Newcastle United 2. What to say about that? I think I'm really, really proud of the efforts today from the team. I think you can tell they're starting to believe a little bit more into the Gary O'Neill system and style. Always going to be tough against Newcastle. Big physical team, hit you on the break with a lot of pace, and we matched them. I think, arguably, I think second half we were more likely to go on and win the game. I thought Craig Dawson was immense up one-on-one against Callum Wilson a few times, used his strength and power to sort of get in front of the ball before him. I thought Semedo had a good game, and I thought at parts the front three all linked up quite well together as well. Special shout out again, I thought Tommy Doyle was fantastic last week against Bournemouth when he come off the bench, and again this week as well. I thought he come on, started dictating play. You can tell he's got almost like wing mirrors, and it's nice to see that sort of midfielder. After losing Neves and Moutinho in the summer, he's different to the other ones we've got. He's less combative, but you can tell he's a class player. I think he needs to fill out a little bit, but so composed on the ball, dictates play. And definitely a bright future for Wolves, I think, Tommy Doyle. Obviously, I think Newcastle's first goal is, again, I've been critical of Jose Sarr a lot on the podcast, and that's exactly the reason why. Shot stopping ability, I just trust. You can trust him. I don't think he makes many mistakes when it comes to shot stopping ability, but commanding of his area and his erraticness, I thought it was really weak again for the goal. He's come out, arms stretched out, flimsy. He's got a bit of a collision, dropped the ball. It's never a foul in a million years, but why as a goalkeeper, if he comes out, takes the ball, takes everything in front of him, Wolves players, Newcastle players, he'll end up getting the free kick. He could have just come out, been really commanding, and it was just a sloppy goal to concede. You don't need to give Callum Wilson half a chance because he'll put it away. The penalty looked like I was in the Billy Wright upper in real time. It looked like a stonewall penalty. You could tell Neto was gone. Like all of a sudden, Neto was away. Hwang's looked up and tried to play it, and then just sort of stopped in that split second, and Shaw's going in front of him. I thought it was a stonewall penalty in the ground at the time. Then saw VAR was checking it. It felt like they were checking it for like 4 or 5 minutes in the ground, and you just thought, well, why hasn't Andy Taylor gone and had a look at it? I mean, there's no signal in the ground, as people know when you're in the ground. So I was getting messages come through saying it's a disgrace. West Brom fans saying this is never a penalty in a million years. Whilst waiting, so I said to my old man, I said, "This is going to get overturned. This is the fact they give the penalty again." You're thinking, well, I need to see it. It's only when I've got in the car away from the ground where I've saw it, and I just don't get it. I don't get what VAR's there for. I mean, if that's not a clear and obvious error, fuck knows, because he hadn't even touched him. It's shocking, and I understand for that decision. I understand why Anthony Taylor on the field has given the decision, but he's got people in the truck who should be getting into his ear and say, "Look, just have a look at it." I think even if Anthony Taylor looked at that himself, I think he wouldn't give it. So he hadn't been out by his friends there, and then he just fucking lost the game. He was all over the shop. Awful officiating. I'll go on about it all the time. The referees in the Premier League, not up to standard, real substandard, really, really poor. And I thought it was really bad. And again, he's meant to be one of the best we've got in the country. He's the one who goes to Europe all round, representing England as referee and officials. Just shite, utter shite refereeing and officiating, should I say. And I think Gary O'Neill's hit the nail on the head. He said he's called him out for it. Take a fine. Something's got to happen. It's absolutely bullshit. But positives, like I say, the team look together. It's 5 unbeaten in the Premier League. That's no mean feat. I don't care, what the opposition you're playing are. We've had a tough run. 5 unbeaten in the Premier League. We're on Sheffield United now at the weekend. Notoriously, we struggle against these sort of sides, and I'm a bit sceptical how we're going to break a team down with a low block. But they're bereft of confidence, and they're not very good. So hopefully we can go there, get 3 points. 3 points anywhere in the Premier League away from home is a good 3 points. I'll take a 1-0 scrappy win now. Get out of there. And we build on to Tottenham after that. But yeah, keep the faith, up the Wolves.
Well, draw at home to Newcastle. Before the game, I'd have been delighted with a point. Afterwards, I'm actually a little disappointed that we didn't win that. All our own doing, really, in terms of the goals we conceded. Sarr dropped the first one. I haven't seen it again. I don't know if he was impeded or not. Didn't look like it in real time. yeah, just dropped it, and a good finish from Callum Wilson, who's a decent striker, and tucked it away for 1-0. Came back well. Neto was immense, as he always is, to be fair. But yeah, good corner in. He'd created a chance in the first place, pulled off a good shot, decent shot, keeper saved, out for a corner, and Lamina didn't actually get in front of his man. I think he was behind him, but still managed to get his head to it first, and pulled it back for 1-1. Penalty then is really, really disappointing. Hwang had the chance just to clear it. Not necessarily blaming him, because I think the officials got it wrong, especially with VAR. Should have sent the referee back to have another look at it. He's gone to kick the ball and stopped when he's seen the player come in and barely touched him. So I do think that was the wrong decision. I don't think that was a penalty at all. But like I say, he could have just cleared it beforehand. But then a bit of magic from both Totti and Hwang for the second goal. Totti does really well getting past his men. Good ball into Hwang. Skips past the defender like he's not even there, and rolls it into the back of the net to make it 2-2. So yeah, good fight back. Molineux was rocking, good atmosphere. Seems to be, we're back to our best, I think, as a team and as a club. It feels like we're building, feels like we're coming back. It feels like we can give anyone a game, which certainly wasn't the case over the last couple of years. Win against City, draw against Villa, draw against Newcastle. It does feel like now, even with some of the better teams, we're competing and putting in good performances. And most importantly, it's playing exciting football. You finish the game, and regardless of the result, you feel like you watched a good game of football, and that was certainly the case today. So, cracking game of football, and played some really good stuff at times, some good link-up play. Players are able to beat a man, and if Neto doesn't get injured, I honestly believe we win that game. Not even because he stays on the pitch, but at the time when he pulls up with his hamstring injury, you just hope and pray that he's not out for too long. But he's just about to square the ball. We're 4-on-3 in the box, and you think we had to score. We just couldn't not score from that situation. So, I mean, it's bad enough he's got injured, but at the worst possible time during the game as well, when we're just about to tuck it away and make it 3-2. So, I say a good result, but disappointed we didn't win it.
It's finished Wolves 2, Newcastle 2. A really good game of football today that we've watched at the Molineux. A very wet and miserable Molineux. But the performance today from the lads was absolutely fantastic. I thought we battled hard with them. We gave them no respect. I can really start to see the patterns of play that O'Neill's trying to implement into the lads at the moment. We brought back in Semedo, and it was Lamina who come back in, and they slotted in like they'd been away for a game. And I think when you've got players that can do that, and the other lads who come on, they slotted in like they start as well. When you've got players who can do that, you set up really well. I want to talk about our 2 goals because they're brilliant. It's a wonderful corner from Neto, and then Lamina bursts it at the back post and manages to get his head on it and heads home, and that makes it 1 each. From their first goal, it's a bit soft in it from Sarr. He's got to catch the ball there for me. I don't care if he's been punched in the head. He's above everybody else. He's already got 2 hands on the ball. There is no excuse for why you're not catching the ball there. But unlike seasons before, we didn't just give up. We battled to get back into the game, and we got the goal to equalise. And we grew into the game, and I thought we were massively the better team today. They should be feeling like a point for them is a good result, because I feel like we played really well. And then some. I'm not going to talk about the refereeing decision, but we all know it's not a penalty. Everybody in the stadium can see that. Even Callum Wilson, when he was celebrating, was saying that Fabian Schär dived. So yeah, we all know it wasn't a penalty. So I'm not going to talk about that. And then second half, we come out, and do you feel like Wolves of old would have kind of come out a bit lax and been like, we'll just try and keep it at damage limitation? But no, we come out, we battled, we wanted it more. We could see that it meant a lot to the players. And then poor Pedro Neto on a brilliant run.
I just completely, I don't know what he's done, but it's obviously hamstring based. Let's hope it's not nothing too serious, because he was immense again today. And our second goal is brilliant from Totti, who's got some hours, wiggled past 3 of them, slotted it into Channy. Dan Burns still sliding on the floor, and he's put it home for 2 each, and it got everybody up. I thought the atmosphere at Molineux at the moment is starting to get a little bit better as well. We're really starting to get behind the lads that are on the pitch. This team buys into the fans, we buy into this team and the manager. Quick point on the manager, he got it right again today. I thought the subs that he brought on all make an impact. Sasha, every time he comes on the pitch, he makes an impact. Tommy Doyle, when he come on, every pass is forward, and I love that from him. So yeah, it's a tough one to take. I mean, many Wolves fans going to walk out of there today thinking that we should have won, and I feel like with the momentum of Neto, if that kind of sucked it out of the game for us and kind of petered out just to be a 2 each. But I feel like we've had the much better rub of the green today, and on another day we win that game easily 2-0. But there we are, that's football. Hopefully we can keep this momentum going. We've got a tough away game next to Sheffield United, who no doubt will be looking for their I think first win of the season. So that'll be a tough game, and it looks like it's going to be without Neto. But this is the time for the players to step up now and show that they can be part of the team as well. So yeah, move on to Sheffield United next week. Onwards and upwards. I'll remember on, boys.
So it's finished 2-2 at Molineux today. Just about recovered from my voice screaming at the referee all game, pretty much. Another woeful, shocking performance from the PGMOL. I still don't know how these referees are sent out every week, and it feels like we get robbed every week. I said it on Twitter. It feels like we start every game 1-0 down because you're just waiting for a refereeing decision to screw us over, essentially. It's really making me just fall out of love with going to games and stuff, because we sit there for 5 minutes waiting for VAR to make a decision, and it's still the wrong decision. If they're taking 5 minutes, if it takes more than 20 seconds, 30 seconds, it's clearly the wrong decision. Like, you don't need to spend 5 minutes trying to scrutinize every single pixel to see whether Hwang's toenail touched Shah's back of his Achilles. It's just not necessary. Move on. We're scrutinizing the most minimal touches now in slow motion. Of course everything looks like a foul in slow motion, and of course everything looks like a foul with still images. Play it at full speed. I don't get why the ref's not gone over to the monitor and had another look at it himself. Why is he just listening for 5 minutes in his ear? It just does my nutting. Besides the blatant corruption, we actually put in a really, really good performance today. I thought Gary O'Neill, in the first half, the game plan wasn't quite right, but we came out in the second half and we're really, really good. I thought without the Pedro Neto injury, which is heartbreaking to see because he's bearing down on goal and he pulls up with his hamstring and just falls to the floor, and everyone in the crowd it's like a huge collective gasp, and it's really, really sad because he's in probably the form of his career, getting back to 2-3 years ago in lockdown when he was carrying us, and he was doing the same thing this season. I'm praying that it's not like a torn hamstring and he's out for 3 to 4 months. I'm hoping on best case scenario it's a few weeks, because he's worked so hard and he's had so many troubles with injuries and he's killing it for us at the moment. It's just heartbreaking to see, and without the injury that happened to him tonight, I think we would have gone on and won the game, because his injury sort of killed our momentum, killed the electricity in the crowd in the stadium, and Newcastle were a bit on top for the rest of the game, to be honest. So yeah, I'm positive about the way that the team and performances are going. Gary O'Neill seems to be doing a great job. I'm fully behind the manager now. I was sceptical at the start, but now I think he's doing a fantastic job. With a team that was pretty much written off by a lot of people at the beginning of the season, we now look like we could even challenge for top half. So we've played I think I saw a stat that we played last season's first, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh, and we're same points as Chelsea, a couple points behind the top half. Yeah, it's really, really positive, and I just hope that it can continue. Obviously, next week is a must-win, and then we'll see, and then we'll go from there. Let's build.